got our, we got our manly drinks for this manly movie that we're gonna be doing. All right,
God, that drink is so good.
you ready for this? You ready for this?
All right, here we go.
Are you
Three.
gonna? Is someone gonna crab dance in?
Oh, jeez. hopefully Hugh Grant crashes this. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Like you did with that hooker.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey now.
Yeah, the jingle cap. What's up?
Welcome back, guys. Cheers, cheers. What's everybody drinking tonight?
Imperial Stout. Little
Okay,
cross
I got my Viking beer, my Icelandic beer again, Einstock. Very good, very crisp.
I'm drinking coffee and whiskey once again.
Staple.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Better known as the Rich.
You do know it's almost midnight. You do know it's almost midnight, right, Rich?
I'm half Filipino, man. Coffee is like chocolate milk. It doesn't keep me up.
Oh, okay, all right. Right off with the racial stereotypes. I like it. There you go.
There you go. Off on the right foot here, guys.
Well, what movie are we doing tonight, Al? This is your pick. It's all you.
I get it, man. We're all manly men here, all right, but we have to broaden our demographic here, guys. It can't be all just Mel Gibson movies that we review, all right?
Why not? Because we run out.
Well, I got a more important question. Why do you look like you're gonna mug me, Al?
It's very cold tonight. All right, and I got like my
Does that A behind you stand for Antifa? Is that what that is?
Oh, don't you dare! I am anti-Antifa. All right.
You have a rally after this is over?
Man, no, I hope halfway through the review he just pulls that down. He has 2 cutouts where his eyes are.
Yep.
I'm anti-Antifa. I'm gonna make a Long Beach chapter of the Proud Boys. All right.
All right. Well, now with this, don't tell them about this movie we're doing right now.
Anyway,
street cred gone.
There's gonna be different kind of Proud Boys you're gonna have. Yeah, the Pride Boys out there.
All right. Reel it in, guys. Reel it in. We're getting back to the Jingle Cap, our Christmas movies, broadening our demographic here.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Before we completely go off the rails, we're doing Love Actually. All right, guys. The ultimate romantic comedy / Christmas movie.
Yeah.
All right. Take it away, Steve.
We are. Well, you know what? Let me just go and read the synopsis on this, and then we'll hop into this movie right now. As you can tell, we're a little out of our lane, but what the hell? All right, let's see here. Love Actually is a 2003 Christmas-themed romantic comedy. Film was written and directed by Richard Curtis. It features an ensemble cast composed predominantly of British actors. Mostly filmed on location in Britain, the screenplay delves into different aspects of love, as shown through 10 separate stories involving a wide variety of individuals. The story begins 5 weeks before Christmas and is played out in a weekly countdown until the holiday. The movie came out in 2003 and had a budget of about $45 million and the box office of $248 million. So Al's seen this multiple times in theaters when it was. Well, this is definitely, I mean, I usually touch on this, like when was the first time when we do an older movie, when was the first time you saw it? This is definitely the first time I've seen this movie. At Al's request here. And yeah, it reminded me why I don't watch rom-coms.
Oh, come on, man. Here's the thing.
I didn't watch this. You're gonna have to do a lot of the heavy lifting on this one, bro.
I will. Don't worry about it. I didn't watch this in the theater as what you were implying. I honestly only watched this like a few years ago. So, and it's a feel-good movie, guys. You pop it in during Christmas time, and then just be happy. All right.
I don't know about you. I put on Die.
All in love with your
Come on, guys. Let's be open-minded about this. Let's get to all right, before we go off the rails, let's get to the plot. All right.
All right. Let's get to the plot here. So overall for plot. All right. Here we go. All right. So for plot-wise, I give it big 2. All right. Lots of characters. Lots of characters. Don't really have much of a character arc. I mean, I get that there's like this, their lives kind of entwined a little bit here, but it wasn't really this is an Ocean's 11, you know what I mean? You just kind of in for it for the quirky, a lot of awkward, like, I guess, romantic parts. I don't know. How would you even describe it?
Look, here's the thing. the plot, I didn't give the plot a lot either. I gave the plot 5. All right, I'm being fair here. I'm not being a fanboy over this movie. It's a Christmas movie with, like you said, intertwined stories. In my opinion, too many stories, but we'll get to that later. And it's just it's just the ultimate, quote unquote, ultimate rom-com movie. It's on the front of the Blu-ray like disc. So we picked a doozy for a review, and yeah, 5 out of 10.
Rich, what'd you give it in terms of plot?
A 2. I mean, what was the plot? Too many plots. Which plot are we talking about?
It's a clusterfuck. It's a clusterfuck of plots, but it's all about Christmas, love.
Do you know what it felt like to me? It felt like every Hallmark movie that didn't get made, they all scrunched into a plot and pieced it together, and you got Love Actually.
That's kind of what I put in my notes too. I put it feels like very much like a Lifetime movie on steroids. Like they just
crammed them all into one.
Yeah. Like you said, there's a lot of characters, but you don't really connect. You don't really know their histories too much, and you don't really connect with them on a big level. And then I'll be honest with you, there's not like a strong Christmas vibe here. It kind of is. I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 of the Christmas vibe on this.
It's during Christmas time. It's
I give you that. Party. I give you that. But so is Eyes Wide Shut.
He changed one word of that song and made it a Christmas song.
Exactly.
That was great.
Great point. Great point.
That was great. All right. Billy Mack. We'll get to him later too. All right.
Yeah. What'd you give? You give it 5, right, for plot? All right.
I give it a 5. I'm being fair here, guys. All right. I'm not giving out 10s and 20s.
All right, moving on. Let's get into the production. I mean, I don't really have much in terms of my notes in terms of production. In terms of the movie itself, I mean, it very much fits like the time period. Let me see. I give it a 14. I mean, I thought the movie looked fine. There's a little bit of music here. We're not talking about stunts or any kind of crazy camera work here. Yeah. But at the same time, it looked okay. I mean, I guess there's not too much to add to that. What do you guys got?
That's fair. I give it a 14 too. We're not going to see Michael Bay big ass explosions and car chases here.
Mm-hmm.
I like the soundtrack. I like the score. I like, that original song by Billy Mack. I like, yeah. And I like all the beauty shots of London. I'll give him that too. And because I've been there a few times.
Okay.
Here's a fun fact. I was actually there last year during Christmas time. All right.
All right.
Was he not telling you he was cap burglaring a painting?
They're on a jewel heist.
Nightlife is the best.
Yeah.
Sorry that it's cold and I'm wearing a thermal. All right. My bad.
All right. Rich, what do you have in terms of your notes for production?
I gave it a 16. It wasn't horrible. I mean, every shot fit. It was just too many shots, too many stories. Like, it's just 16. I don't know where to go with this because nothing looked bad. Nothing was overdone and dramatic.
Yeah. It was just a well done movie. Yeah. It wasn't nothing stood out in regards to.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing either. I mean, because if something's bad, then it's distracting. So you could be like, okay, this looks like crap, or whatever. It looks cheap. No, I mean, the movie looked fine. It was shot fine for what it was, and it very much fit that vibe of that rom-com look. You know what I mean?
And with 10 plots, you really can't go all out because you would. So let's say one plot got really flashy, the other plots would look really stale. You know what I mean? So
yes, maybe we kind of hinted on it without saying so directly, but saying that it doesn't have a strong Christmas vibe to the movie, that could be said something about, and just in terms of the way that the cinematography and the way they told the story, you know what I mean? They could have laid that on thicker to really fit the season. Not that they didn't, but I don't know. I guess, again, maybe it's just so diluted because there is so many storylines that you don't get a chance to really soak it in of okay, this time period, the frame, what's going on.
I'll keep fighting you guys on this one. To me, it was very Christmassy. Anybody out there who wants to comment and agree with me, which you should, it was very Christmassy. I don't understand the whole you didn't feel the Christmas vibe to it.
All right, well, let's get into the performances, and there's a ton of actors in this movie. Oh, yeah. Acting wise, what did you give it?
I give it a pretty high score. I gave it a 23 out of 30, just because it was a lot of good performances. Pretty much every British actor was in this movie. Pretty much. You had Hugh Grant, Liam Neeson, Emma Thompson. Who am I missing? Alan Rickman, Keira Knightley. Yeah. You have freaking Rick Grimes here. You could barely tell he was Rick Grimes because Like he's so
Took him a long
grizzled
while.
in The Walking Dead, and here he was just like, not to like you guys are before, like in the very beginning, you thought like he was probably gay, right?
That's why
And then
Logan's
who
best
else? Like
friend.
Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean was in this
Mr.
goddamn
Bean makes a
movie.
cameo. I will say this. I don't know Mr. Bean fan. I thought he was funny in
He was hilarious. He
his little
was
role that he had there.
yeah,
Very awkward.
that was like one of the funniest scenes in this movie when he was like trying to wrap up the
Yeah.
the wrap up the presents. And special shout out to I don't know if I'm pronouncing Bill, is it Knightley? The guy who played Billy Mack. Like I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I like that
Yeah,
guy.
I thought he did a
Oh,
really great job on this
God.
one too.
Like a disgruntled rock star. He played it well. He played
Yeah,
it
it's like just an ex-heroin addict rock star is gonna have the #1 Christmas song.
Yeah, Bill Nighy. Or
Yeah.
Nighy.
I thought his parts of the movie were funny, dude. Like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
he was hilarious in this movie, man.
Like when he's talking about the album, he's like, it's shit. I know.
Yeah, he's like, God damn it, don't play it again. I almost forgot. Special shout out to fucking Billy Bob Thornton as the sleazy American president. I wish they would I wish he had a bigger part here.
You mean the alpha president? He was about to swoop in and steal that chick, that very chubby girl that was mentioned. In there. I don't know. I mean, in terms of acting, I give it a 20. It's just a lot of the characters. There's so many of them. You don't really get to know him much of them, you know.
Yes,
and it's like
I get that.
Kind of manufacture the drama a little bit, but I don't know. For me, I didn't really care. And I will say this too. I didn't feel like there was like a ton of like this is a romantic comedy. I didn't feel like there was a ton of chemistry between these people either. Like the so-called like little relationships they're trying to develop. You know what I mean? Like Hugh Grant's character and the his secretary or whatever. Like I didn't really feel
think they did.
Yeah, they're setting that they would be together. Like it was just kind of like everyone in this movie is basically who's ever in your closest proximity, you fall in love with them. It's kind of the way the movie.
Hey, it's Christmas time. That's what you're supposed to do during Christmas time.
What it is? Okay.
Yeah, that's why the guy Jamie asked that Portuguese maid to marry him like after a few weeks. Flew out during Christmas Eve. All right.
Started on that stupid ass story.
I like that story. I think that was like that might have been like my favorite plot. I think that would have been my favorite run.
Rich,
I like that.
Rich, what do you got in terms of acting?
Cut it off. I gave it a 19. All solid jobs. I mean, good acting. What they do. I mean, I half expected Liam Neeson the little boy to get kidnapped and he was going to go crazy.
God, I wish.
That never happened.
I would totally wish that would have happened.
It was good. All of them did a solid job of acting. I can't complain about one of them. I mean, it was pretty good.
They were just cardboard cutouts. That's the thing. I mean, like Keira Knightley was Keira Knightley. Like Liam Neeson's character, I get granted he's a little bit differently cast here, but wasn't much going on. You know what I mean? I give it to him. He ends up connecting with was it Claudia Schiffer at the end?
Yeah, Claudia Schiffer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Claudia Schiffer.
They kind of tied that in at the end too, like in the beginning and the end. So
yeah. All right. Well, let's get into the directing here, and I'm not familiar at all with this director.
I have no idea.
For storytelling here, what do you guys got?
I gave this like one of the lowest score. I gave it a 17 out of 30 because we've been talking about this. He crammed a lot in, guys. Like I think 10 plots would have been way too much. They could have cut out like a few of the stories. Like he could have cut out like I didn't really like that Colin guy, his storyline about him going to America.
Yeah.
I didn't like.
I'll be honest with you. That first part when he's in America, I thought it was going to be like a dream. He was going to wake up on the plane. Like I knew they were going to actually pull it through and be like, "Yeah, this is serious."
Apparently, I need to go to Wisconsin and go there with a fake British accent and get all these hotties. So, I think they could have cut out the Sarah and Carl story.
Which one?
I didn't like. That's the one. She was the mousy office girl with the. She was in love with that dude ever since she started working there, Carl.
They're like reporters.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, it wasn't that office, but she was like the one with the one with the mentally brother. Yeah, and Carl, that was Xerxes, by the way.
Was it really?
That was Xerxes.
Oh wow. Oh, you're right.
So they could have cut. Those are two. Yeah, those are two they could definitely have cut out.
Did you ever see what happened with that guy that cheats on his wife or whatever, or kind of like buys the other girl the necklace? Did they ever give a resolution to that?
Well, they showed them at the very end, like they're kind of still together, probably just to stay together because they've been together for so long.
Yeah.
And Emma Thompson, she actually played that really well when she found out like that necklace and that wasn't
There's a
her
little
and
bit
all
of
that.
drama, and it seemed
Yeah.
real because you're like straight up married with kids. You know what I mean? Like they could have
Yeah.
drawn that out a little bit more, but they didn't really give anything, and the guy didn't really try to defend himself either. He was just like, "Yeah, yeah, you
I'm
got
a
me."
fool. I'm a fool. And then, goddamn, that tart. She was like
Man, I
going
thought she was
hard.
that little vixen. I thought she was gonna pull Hugh Grant in for a second there, and
I know he's like, get in here.
yeah,
All right, forget about Natalie. All right.
yeah, exactly. What are you doing?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I gave it a 17 just because it was long and they could have cut out a few of the stories. And here's the fact: this was over 2 hours long, but the director said the first cut of this movie 3.5 hours long.
Oh God, no, no.
3.5 hours long, and then he said like I cut 80 minutes out of it.
Lord of the Actually, Fellowship of the Love Actually.
It was actually 12 stories.
Oh
Yeah,
God, yeah.
it's so yeah. So you're lucky. You're lucky that it got
I
cut
never
to
would have made it. I never would have made it. Rich, what do you got in terms of directing?
I gave it an 18. I mean, it was a valiant attempt of squeezing in as many Hallmark movies into 2 hours. But yeah, he held it together very thinly with like dental floss, but he brought it all back together and made little tie-ins. So I'll give him that.
Yeah, and then like the big scene at the very end at the airport where everyone's like in love, everyone's together, makes you happy.
That
All
dental
right.
floss tied it all the way back to the beginning, the opening credits too.
Come on, it's a feel good movie, guys. Come on.
All right. Well,
A feel good movie. You know what it made me feel like? The Care Bears rode in on a unicorn with laser guns and and hijacked me for 2 hours of my life.
It was just so cringy. And there was just so many awkward moments. I guess that was supposed to be part of like the charm.
It was supposed to be part of the charm of the movie.
For me, it just felt like, oh God, can we get through this? Like all the parts like where he was trying to like, flirt
dance
with the secretary and stuff. You're just like, can we just get through this, please? Like this is just, oh man, I don't know. It was rough. I mean,
you guys have been hurt too much.
So I guess my dark black heart can touch and really feel the love of Christmas, which apparently I always thought Christmas was about presents. It's all about hooking up. Apparently, that's what Al.
Yes, yes, that's exactly the point.
That is a present.
All right. Well, I think you can kind of guess what my X factor is. Al, you want to take a guess? Has a 0 in it.
Oh, 10. Is it a 10?
It comes right before 1.
Close. Yeah, it's a big fat egg right there on that one.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I'm not the rom-com type of guy, and yeah, I mean, I'll give you this. You got me to watch a rom-com, which is more than I can say my wife's got me to do. So.
Like I said, we have to expand our audience here, guys. I don't know how many times I have to drill that. It can't all just be action movies.
We're drilling into that View demographic. You know what I mean?
Guys,
Al, would you give it? Though I have a hunch.
Do you have a hunch? Guess. I gave it a 10. Okay. All right.
For the 10 plot stories?
Hey, good one. Because to me, this movie was perfect. All right, hold on.
Perfect, just like Keira Knightley. Oh, yeah.
All right. Look at this, guys. Let me put it up. All right. You got that? Did you get this? Did you get that?
That's a secret message to somebody right now.
All right.
I cheers you that you actually made props for.
Yeah,
I had to spice things up over here.
Oh man.
How about you, Rich? 10 also, or what?
No,
I gave it a 5 for, you know what? I didn't give the movie a 5. I gave you a 5, Al. You snuck in a rom-com.
He did, under the guise of, oh, it's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie, guys. Freaking A.
Dude, so I gave Al the 5. I didn't give the movie anything, but I gave Al a 5.
He did. He got us. He catfished us. Basically,
I mean, he couldn't get us to watch La La Land, so he got us with.
Oh no, that's still in the books, guys. All right,
bro. No way. I don't know. No, thanks. All right. Well, so then what's total scores? What are we at on total scores? Let me see what I got here. I gave it 54 overall, which seems high.
Considering you trashed this movie the entire episode,
I don't even know.
I was shocked by that score because you trashed it, and I was like, all right, he's gonna give it like in the 30s. Maybe you're a rom-com kind of guy, bro. You don't even know it.
I don't even know it. Yeah. What would you give it out? What's your overall score?
I give it a 69 out of 100. That's fair.
All right. Just keeping with that romantic theme.
Oh,
Hey,
woo.
it's
It's
like
all
those two
about looking up,
actors.
guys.
What was it? The two actors, they were like simulating sex throughout the whole movie.
Dude, that was Bilbo Baggins.
I know. It was crazy. A very, very young Bilbo. That was before his adventures.
That was before the
That
Great
was
Journey.
that was his college years.
Oh man.
Oh.
Rich, what'd you give it? Overall score.
Oh, I gave it a 5. Remember? Oh, overall score. Sorry.
5? You gave it a 5? Okay.
I think it's a 60. I'm not entirely sure.
He's not sure because math is hard. Okay, maybe 60. I don't know. We'll see.
It could be a 60.
All right, well, I don't know how you did it, you son of a bitch, but you got us to watch a rom-com. And
Hey,
we
man.
this, but hey, here we are. And for some reason, you're dressed like a cat burger.
All right. I don't know. Hey, to our subscribers. All right. Right here. To our subscribers.
Hey, if you are a subscriber, you are perfect. All right.
You are perfect. You're perfect to
Also
me.
lovely. All right. There you go.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Merry Christmas.
Go meet you.